Hey, what's going on, guys? It's LuceyGoosey or Kyle, and welcome to my Week 7 match in the UPL. This week, we are taking on the Philadelphia Starmies, coached by Devil's Crime. So, should be a pretty interesting match. Right now, we are 3-3, and we really need to win this week to make it look better for us for the playoffs. So, yeah, we're 3-3 right now. Our differentials okay. We need a little bit of a better differential, especially if it comes down to a tie and a record. So hopefully we can do that this week. Our opponent, not the greatest record right now, but Devil definitely is a good player. He is notable for some funny sets and everything. He ran like a Sap Semper Azu one week, and he put Signal Beam on Fortress one week. So some weird sets by Devil, but he's definitely learned a lot this season and gotten better, so he's not an opponent to sleep on. So anyways, you guys can see his team in the top corner right up there. He's got the Azumarill, which is definitely a threat to my team. No matter what I bring, Azumarill is going to be a threat. Belly Drum Azumarill with Aqua Jet. Just does a ton of damage to everything, so definitely need to watch out for that. Mimikyu, of course. Mimikyu is a dangerous Pokemon, gets up a free Sword Stance, and can definitely put in a lot of work. He's also got the Fortress, can set up anything he wants, except for, of course, Sticky Webs, but Hazards. He can set up Rocks, T-Spikes, and Spikes himself, and Rapid Spin as well, so really good form of Hazard control. Has the 4x weakness to Fire, so we're going to have to watch out for that. He also has the Rotom Heat. Rotom Heat is a great Pokemon. He actually took this right before I was about to pick it in the draft. We picked right next to each other, and he took it right before I was going to pick. Rotom Heat is a good Pokemon, can be run in many different ways, so we're going to have to watch out for that. Can set screens, Pain Split. It can trick Choice Scarf, Choice, Specs, stuff like that. Really good Pokemon. If you guys can hear background noise, I forgot to close my door before this. Actually, one second. Alright, so he also has the Dredagon, Rough Skin, Mold Breaker, two really good abilities. The Pokemon itself is pretty bulky and can be a physical check to some of our things like Infernape and stuff like that. So we're going to have to watch out for Dredagon. It is something I actually do expect to come to this match. Sceptile up there, I actually kind of messed up Sceptile on this thing a little bit. There we go. Let's fix him. But Sceptile, just regular Sceptile, not Mega Sceptile, just Grass type. Not the greatest mod of everything, but it can, set up Sword Stance and stuff, and can be really fast and sweep teams late game. So we're going to have to watch out for that. I don't really expect him to bring Sceptile because of our ice types, but he might. He's got the Mega Venusaur as well. Just super bulky, really tough to break down. Offensive Mega Venusaur, defensive Mega Venusaur, doesn't matter. With Thick Fat, it's not really weak to ice, it's not really weak to fire, so it has very few weaknesses, Psychic being one of them. It actually might just be Psychic, I'm not 100% sure on that. He's got the Thunderous incarnate form, so Prankster is kind of scary, Prankster T-Wave, so we're going to have to watch out for that. Diggersby, of course, just a threat with quick attack, huge power, super strong Choice Banded sets, and everything like that. With an agility, this thing can destroy my whole team, so we're going to have to make sure that this thing cannot set up on us. Toxicroak, not really something I'm afraid of. Poison Fighting is 4 times weak to Psychic, so I'm not super afraid of this thing. If it does come, then we have a lot of stuff to deal with it. And lastly, the Aggron, just regular Aggron, can set up rocks, has some decent bulk, 4 times weak to ground. So yeah, we should be able to deal with all of that, but I'll show you guys the first Pokemon we're bringing this week, and of course, we're going with Calypso. Calypso serves us really well this season. I've had a lot of fun with Vaporeon, running a lot of speed this week, and this is just so that we can outspeed max speed Azumarill, because if it gets that Belly Drum up, we can come into this thing, we can haze, this thing just stops Azumarill in its tracks, so that's really nice. We can haze, get rid of that Belly Drum, and it can't really hurt us. Play Rough is going to do some damage, especially if he's +4, but of course we're faster, but if he's not +4, it's going to be doing about 30%. So we should be able to take this thing on really well. The next Pokemon we're bringing is Haxorus. We're bringing Rogue once more. Haxorus is a Pokemon on this team that I've really grown to enjoy using. Roselia Berry this week to take on things like the Mimikyu. If he's running a speedy Mimikyu, we do have enough speed to outspeed it. However, we might be able to take a Play Rough as well. That was another thought of mine, so that we can get up that Dragon Dance. Of course, we have the Mold Breaker ability, so we can Dragon Dance up on the Mimikyu, so that we can break it. We don't have to break its disguise with Mold Breaker. We can just Poison Jab, and at +1, we will kill the Mimikyu. So if he goes through the Play Rough, Roselia Berry will help us live, and then I'll get my Dragon Dance up, and then I can put in a ton of work against this team. We hit everything with our coverage basically, except not everything super effectively, but everything pretty hard. Dragon Claw hits everything pretty hard except for his fairy types and Fortress doesn't really take the Earthquake too well. So yeah, and Poison Jab hits a couple of the remaining things. So Hacksters should be pretty important for us this week, especially if we get that Dragon Dance up. The HP bulk doesn't really help us live too much, but Hidden Power Ice can't really OHKO us, I don't think, in any way, shape, or form. So that's really nice. We can take on Thundurus as well. And if he's super offensive Thundurus, we still can live that Hidden Power Ice, like I said. So that's really nice. Next Pokemon we are bringing is Crystal. Actually, I have them in the wrong order, but there we go. Crystal right here. Ninetales, Alola form. Bringing the Aurora Veil set this week because of all the damage his team can do. Like I said, Diggersby, Azumarill, Mimikyu, Thundurus, all of them do a lot of damage to my team, and with an Aurora Veil up, that is going to stop a lot of it. Blizzard, Moonblast, Hidden Power Fire. We don't have the Freeze Dry this week because I don't really expect to stay in on the Azumarill, and I really want that extra damage from Blizzard to hit things like the Sceptile and the Thundurus and the Dredagon, as well as the Diggersby. Just hit things for that little bit extra damage. Hidden Power Fire is there for Fortress. Kind of stops me in my tracks, but with Hidden Power Fire, the Hail can break its sturdy, and then Hidden Power Fire will OHKO. I was going to bring a Nasty Plot set this week, but I figured I'm bringing a lot of setup, as you guys will see in my next Pokemon, so I didn't want to bring too much setup. The next Pokemon we are bringing is Mew, and that's in the wrong spot, so actually I'll just go show you guys both of these guys, because that's kind of weird. We're bringing Kecleon and Mew. Kecleon, we're bringing a Life Orb set, Stealth Rock, Shadow Sneak, Drain Punch, Ice Punch. I originally had a meme set that I was going to bring, but I forgot that I changed it. In fact, I actually completely forgot what Kecleon I brought this week, but Stealth Rocks, Shadow Sneak, Drain Punch, Ice Punch, just a lot of things on his team, and hopefully we can stay around. The Shadow Sneak is just in case Mimikyu gets out of hand, we can click that Shadow Sneak, do a little bit of damage to it, as well as to avoid fighting type moves towards us. So it's really nice to have that. Of course, he doesn't have he only has Toxicroak as a fighting type, but he might always have that fighting type move. He does like to run Focus Blast on a Sceptile in the times he's brought it, and in the times he does bring Sceptile as well, I forgot to mention he has brought Scarf Sceptile every time. Alright, the next Pokemon we are bringing is Mew with the Psychium Z, Nasty Plot, Rock Polish, Psychic, and Flamethrower. With a Nasty Plot and Rock Polish up, if we can manage to get that off, Psychic will be able to take down basically everything except the Fortress and the Aggron, and Flamethrower will take both of those out. Aggron actually will live a Flamethrower, but it can't really deal anything back to me. Of course, Flamethrower is just neutral to the Aggron, but it will kill the Fortress if its sturdy is broken. Of course, Mimikyu has that disguise, so it can maybe stop me in my tracks as well, especially if it has the Shadow Sneak, but that's why we're running a little bit of bulk this week. 80 HP allows me to live a Shadow Claw from a max attack Adamant Mimikyu, and the next Pokemon, with the Aurora Veil up, it allows me to live 2, so we can set up on a lot of different things, especially if we get that Aurora Veil up. We can set up on so many different things in this match. Preferably, I'd like to set up on something like the Fortress or the Rotom Heat, but if I have to set up on Mimikyu or set up on Thundurus, we should be able to as well. So, yeah, really cool set this week, I think, for Mew. And lastly, we are bringing Hitmonlee. Roundhouse is coming back. I haven't been able to use Roundhouse to its potential yet, but we have that 180 base speed to outspeed a lot of his starts. I believe with that speed, we outspeed Max Speed Mega Venusaur, as well as maybe Max Speed Diggersby. I believe that's the thing I was trying to hit. Fake Out, High Jump Kick, knock off Poison Jab. If we can get that Fake Out off with that Unburden boost, we can do a lot of work. Knock off Poison Jab, High Jump Kick, hits everything on his team. Of course, Mega Venusaur is something that sort of stands in the way, but we can do a lot of damage still with the High Jump Kick, even though it is resisted, and Poison Jab probably will do a good amount as well. This is more of a late game sweeper though, so I'm hoping that Mew can take down the Venusaur before this thing comes out, and hopefully we can whittle everything down, and then we can sweep late game with Hitmonlee. But this is the team we are bringing for this week, so I'll head on into the battle, and yeah, hopefully we can win. Alrighty guys, so here we are in the battle. We've got ourselves our team right here. Of course, it doesn't line up with the layout because I messed it up, but I'm sorry about that. But you can see what he brought. The Dredagon, the Thunderous kind of hiding behind Diggersby's ear right there. The Diggersby obviously, Rotom Heat, Mimikyu, and Fortress. So every time I've watched his matches, he usually leads off with something predicting your lead. So if he were to predict my lead, it would probably be either, you know, a Rocker, either Kecleon or Mew, or my Aurora Veil setter. So I figured if he's gonna predict my Aurora Veil setter, he might go with Fortress himself. So I can always go with my Ninetales, get up my Aurora Veil, and the Hail will take him down and hit Power Fire if he doesn't expect me to have that. Not too sure what he was going to do, but I figured might as well lead with Alolan Ninetales, so that's what we're going to do right here. And he actually leads off with Dredagon, so I figured it's probably a pretty good lead option right here. Ninetales versus Dredagon, not too much it can do. Figured I threatened it out, so I'm going to go for Aurora Veil right here first turn, and he shows off a really good tech right there, Iron Head, so does 82% to me, and I'm like, alright, I don't know how defensive this is. I calc that Iron Head. He has to have some investment for it to be doing that much. So I figured Blizzard will probably be able to kill from this range if he's not HP invested. So I'm going to go for the Blizzard right here. And as you can see, he's going to bring in Fortress. So great, we can go for the Hidden Power Fire right now. Take this thing out. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Hidden Power Fire right into Fortress and deal a lot of damage there. So Aurora Veil still up for 5 more turns. He's going to bring out that Dredagon, so I just go for Blizzard, see what kind of set. And actually, he did have a lot of bulk investment as well, and he's going to kill us. So we only have 4 turns left of the Aurora Veil. I figured might as well get Mew out here as soon as possible so I can set up on this. The Hail is going to kill this Dredagon anyways, so I'm going to be able to take hits from this. Shows off Crunch. If he didn't have any other move, then we would have been able to set up all day on this thing, but it did have Crunch. Of course, Hail ended, so he didn't die to the Hail, and I didn't go for the Nasty Plot just because I didn't want to get that defense drop. We're going to go for Psychic here on his Mimikyu. If he goes for the Swords Dance, we'll have Aurora Veil up. We can live a Shadow Claw through Aurora Veil. He's actually going to show off a Z Power right here. The Z, Never Ending Nightmare, and with Aurora Veil up, we're able to live, which is actually amazing. And the next turn, we're going to go for our Z move ourselves. I know it can kill this Mimikyu, and yeah, our Aurora Veil is going to it's going to end off that turn. So our Mew is kind of looking kind of weak right now. Very low health. I don't have Roost this week, so I'm just going to do as much damage to the Rotom Heat as possible, and we're going to let our Mew go down. Now I'm going to go out into our Haxorus. Haxorus kind of wins this game right now. If I can get up a Dragon Dance, I'm just going to go for the Dragon Claw right here, play it safe, not go for the Earthquake in case he wanted to go out into, or I did go for the Earthquake actually, but then I'm going to go for Dragon Claw to play it safe in case he predicted the next Earthquake and went out into Thundurus. He's going to go out into Thundurus right here, and now that his Diggersby gone, he has no way of stopping or no way of priority, and he's just got this Thundurus. I figured he might go for Thunder Wave right here, but my best play is if he goes for the Hidden Power Ice, I can live it. I can go for the Dragon Dance, and then I'll outspeed him the next turn and win this game. And that, of course, he could always have Thunder Wave. He goes for an attacking move. Sludge Bomb doesn't have the Hidden Power Ice. We're going to get our Dragon Dance up right here. He's not going to have Thunder Wave. We're going to go for Dragon Claw, kill the Thundurus, and of course Rotom is going to go down to an Earthquake. So by winning this game, we actually move up. I believe we were at -3 differential before this, and we move up to +1 differential. So we're going to beat Devil's Scryme right there, with Haxorus getting a couple kills there at the end. Mew really came through strong for us with the Rock Polish and the Z move. That was really nice, and the Ninetales was really nice as well. Sadly, Kecleon, when it made its season debut, did not do anything, didn't even hit the field, and Hitmonlee didn't make the field either, and Vaporeon, sadly, did not either. I knew this game was going to be really quick because he has a really offensive playstyle, and to beat that offensive playstyle, you have to play offensive yourself, so that is exactly what I did. And Rogue actually gets another 2 kills this week, and so he is actually in the top 10 kill leaders in the league right now with 8 kills on the season. So awesome for Haxorus right there, and we are going to be able to pick up a win. So your Chicago Bibarels are now 4-3 with a +1 differential, I believe. It might be higher than that actually, my differential. I don't remember because at the time I'm recording this, I'm actually on the week 9, so this is week 7, so I can't remember that far back. We might be higher than +1. But yeah, we're going to be moving into our week 8 match next week. We are facing Rockhands, who has only lost 1 game this week, so hopefully we can stop his win streak because he's been on quite a tear recently. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next match, and hopefully we can make playoffs in the UPL. But other than that, guys, I'm out for now. Peace.